Hey y'all, welcome back for another What's for Dinner video. This week I've got 3 really yummy ones for you. I share these in hopes to hopefully help you guys out with dinner time at your own house. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you like grocery hauls and What's for Dinner videos, then I would love to have you subscribe to join our family, but let's get on into cooking. Okie dokie, first up we've got some chicken gyros. They turned out amazing, and then I made some homemade tzatziki sauce too. But first I've got a couple of chicken breasts cut up into pieces. For seasonings I use garlic powder, paprika, oregano, salt, pepper, some lemon juice, and balsamic vinaigrette dressing. The recipe I'm following called for red wine vinegar, but I didn't have any, so I thought the balsamic would do good, and it actually turned out really good. So I used about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. After I had chopped up all those chicken pieces, I just put them in a bowl and mixed all these ingredients with it, and then did about a tablespoon of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. Then I did a tablespoon of the balsamic vinaigrette dressing. It really did add some good flavor to it. For seasonings, other than that, I did a half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of paprika, and then I added some garlic powder too. It wasn't actually in the ingredients, but I thought it would be a good addition. So I couldn't really tell one way or another about the garlic flavor, but the chicken tasted really good. This was probably one of our favorite meals that we have made in a long time. It tasted delicious. But what you want to do is just mix all that up, and I stuck the lid on it and stuck it in the fridge to marinate while I made my tzatziki sauce. Y'all, if you like tzatziki sauce, you need to try this one. This is the best one that I've had homemade ever. It was so good. So for that, I used a medium cucumber, a cup of plain Greek yogurt, a tablespoon of olive oil, a tablespoon of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of fresh dill, and a couple cloves of garlic, and then some salt as well. So the first thing I did was take that cucumber and grate it on the cheese grater, that's what it's called, right? And then after that, the not so pretty part of this is I squeezed out all of the juices that were in that cucumber. And you can peel your cucumber if you don't like the peeling, but I didn't see the point in that. So I took it and squeezed it all out. You can use a cheesecloth if you have one. I don't have one, so I just use my hands and, you know, just washed them real good after because that was a mess. But you just want to squeeze out all the extra juice, and there is quite a bit of it, and then stick it in a bowl and add the rest of your ingredients. For the rest of the ingredients, I had a cup of plain Greek yogurt, and then the lemon juice, I used a tablespoon of lemon juice and a tablespoon of olive oil. We've already added the cucumber. We've got 2 tablespoons of dill. I used a little bit less than that just because I felt like that was quite a bit. And then I used 2 cloves of garlic instead of 1 because they were kind of small, and then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then you just mix it all together, and you've got your tzatziki sauce. I like to eat mine with like pita bread and stuff, which in this chicken gyro, you put it on your pita bread anyway, but it makes quite a bit, so there was leftovers to be able to use up the rest of the pita bread. So to cook this chicken, you can cook it in the oven like you normally would, or even like, you know, in a frying pan, but I chose to do it in the air fryer just because it's really simple. So I stuck it on 375 for 10 minutes and it was done to perfection. This here is the side that we had. They're little pot stickers, veggie pot stickers, and we absolutely all love them. But here is everything that we were going to put on our chicken gyros, all the fixins, and y'all, this is the best meal ever and so filling, but not many calories either for what you get. It was awesome. So we got the pita bread. These are the Thai basil vegetable dumplings I was talking about, the little kind of pot sticker things. You just stick them in the pan and heat them on both sides, and then they're done pretty much. So super simple side to have. If you ever see those, they're really good. All of our toppings: cucumber, red onion, feta cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, the tzatziki sauce, of course, that we made, and then you just got to assemble it. To assemble mine, I put tzatziki sauce on the bottom, then the toppings, so the lettuce and tomatoes, red onion, and then put my chicken on with a little bit more tzatziki sauce. And I'd actually forgot at first to do the feta cheese, but then I remembered and got it back out and put some on mine because you can't, I mean, that's like the best part of any meal is the cheese. So I did make sure to have that on there too. Like I said, these were absolutely delicious. Me and Travis both loved them, and I was a little skeptical that Travis would because he doesn't normally like tzatziki sauce. Like, I mean, he can eat it, but he's not crazy about it. But he absolutely loved this too, and it was so filling. We both only had one because it was so filling, and then of course those pot stickers on the side as well. Next up, we've got some bacon cheeseburger roll-ups. These were another very simple meal to put together. We've got a pound of lean ground beef. I did some bacon pieces. We have these egg roll wraps, some chopped up onion, mustard, ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, barbecue sauce, and some shredded cheese. First, I cooked the ground beef and the onions. I like to add mine both at the same time, but you feel free to do whatever. And then once it was cooked, I added in a good amount of bacon bits, what I thought we would like, and then add the rest of everything. So 2 tablespoons of the barbecue sauce. I added what I thought was a good amount of ketchup and mustard and Worcestershire sauce. I always love that Worcestershire sauce flavor added into it as well. Then you just want to mix everything together really good. And once it's mixed together, you start assembling your little roll-ups. So I got my egg rolls there. I used a cookie scoop to put it out onto the roll-up, added some cheese on top, rolled it up, and I've got my little bowl of water sitting there so that I can close up the egg rolls. I've not done much with egg rolls, so this was like one of the first times that I've personally done it. I've helped over at my brother's house one time when they were making something. I don't even remember what it was, but they're pretty easy to work with, and there's instructions on the back, so you can't go wrong. It took a couple of tries doing them, like the first couple roll-ups that I did, to get it right, to be rolling it up the right way, but they're super simple. Once I got them all rolled up and put on my baking sheet, I took a little bit of olive oil and brushed the tops of them all. I probably did go a little bit heavy on that because when I was cooking them, they weren't exactly getting like, I don't know, browned. They were still looking wet. Like here they are halfway through after I flipped them. I cooked these on 400 for about 10 minutes each, but I did end up cooking them a little bit longer to get the brownness that I wanted. Here they are when they were finished. We did a steamable bag of broccoli to go with it and some sweet potato fries in the air fryer that are just stuck in there. I have to say, Travis really liked this one. It wasn't exactly my favorite, but I had it with some sweet pickles as I was eating it, and it turned out really good, dipped in some like sauce of your choice too. This night we did a few different things. The main part of it was the meat, and that was just a pork loin. I did this slow smoked mesquite flavored pork loin. I had to wait till I could read it there because I forgot. But then we also did some roasted veggies, and then I did these Parmesan green beans. I've never cooked fresh green beans, but y'all, that's a game changer. It tastes so good. We just used the green beans, some garlic powder and salt and pepper and some Parmesan cheese with some panko, and it turned out really good. But for the roasted veggies, I did some potatoes and cut up carrots. I didn't realize how much I liked cooked carrots until I made this either. So for that, we did some salt and pepper, garlic powder, some minced garlic. We got some butter and Italian seasoning for those. And let's get on into showing you how I made these. First, I cut up that bag of potatoes and probably about 4 of those carrots. I like to peel them a little bit first too and wash them really good. But I melted that stick of butter that you saw and then added in a tablespoon of the minced garlic. I've got a teaspoon of salt and probably a 1/4 a teaspoon of pepper there it was, and then the Italian seasoning to your taste, your liking. Mix it all together, and that is what I coated all of my potatoes and carrots with. Just mix it around and stick it on a pan. I went ahead and stuck these in the oven on 400 and cooked them for 20 minutes before adding in my green beans, because these take longer to cook. They take about 40 minutes to get done. But for the green beans, I put them in a bowl, snapped off the ends, and then added a good amount of olive oil to make sure that everything would get coated really good when I added the rest of it in. And for the rest of it, you have 2 tablespoons of the Parmesan cheese, 2 tablespoons of panko breadcrumbs, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. So no pepper. I don't think I added any. I mentioned pepper in the beginning, but I didn't actually use it. You just want to toss those really good and then stick them in the oven on 400 for about 15 to 20 minutes. So it went right along with those other roasted veggies. I just added them in halfway through instead of adding them at the beginning. These turned out so good. I will say halfway through I did take it out and toss it around, and at the end I like to put it on broil for just a couple minutes to get that crunch and color that I like. Also saved a little bit of that butter mixture for the potatoes to toss it in at the end as well, and oh, I'm so glad I did. It turned out amazing. Here is the final product with the pork loin, and that cooked in the oven on the same temperature, so it all worked out being cooked at the same time. Definitely a go-to side that I will be making again. Roasted veggies, didn't really realize that I liked roasted carrots so much, but it was really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye y'all.